Hello, friends. Good evening. All right, let me make sure my volume is down. Yes, we are good. Plug that in. All right, hello. Oh, you know what? I'm going to grab this while I'm at it. Hello, welcome to Thursday Live here in the studio. Here we go. Hello there. Hi, everyone. Hello. Oh, good evening. Can you believe it's Thursday evening? I can't. I saw somebody post something about it being Thursday, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's Thursday. Hello. Happy Thursday. First of all, before we get into the craft stuff today, I will start out by just saying thank you guys for being so understanding yesterday. So Erin on, I don't remember what it was, maybe Wednesday night, right? No, today is Thursday. Tuesday. On Tuesday night, after my live was done with you guys, Erin came in and let me know that his mom was going to get some like emergency surgery. So apparently she's been having eye issues, and she currently lives in North Carolina, but she lived in Michigan like her whole life, forever, until just going to North Carolina this year. So all of her doctors are still here, and she's still in like the University of Michigan system and all that. So she's like, I'm going to come back to Michigan to go and see my eye specialist and whatever. So she went to the eye specialist. I don't know what was happening. I don't know what triggered her to go, because I do know that a couple years ago she had a detached retina and had to get eye surgery in order to have it reattached and to keep her vision. Like, it would have caused her to go blind in one of her eyes. So she had that. And then when this started happening, whatever it was, she was like, oh my gosh, it's happening again. So she went to the doctors and they ran a bunch of tests and nothing was coming back wrong. So the doctor told her that it could be something with her blood and blood pressure and all of that. And he's like, you might, like, this could cause potentially a stroke. You need to go and get further testing from not an eye specialist, but somebody else. So she went and had further testing done and found that she has one blocked vein. I don't know. Artery, maybe. Can you have blocked artery? It is an artery, right? Anyway, so she has a blocked artery in her neck, and it's 80% blocked. So it's like really, really bad. So anyway, they're going to get her in for surgery the first, like, as soon as they possibly could. And it ended up being tomorrow that she'll go in for surgery, which also happens to be her 60th birthday. So, like, my poor mother-in-law has to go get surgery on her birthday. We were joking with her, like, we wish we could celebrate with you. Like, what a crappy birthday to have to go get surgery. And she's like, listen, she's like, I'm going to be celebrating. She's like, I'm celebrating that I'm going to be alive. Like, I'm going to live, So that is a celebration. That is a birthday gift to myself. I'm going to be alive. So anyway, so thank you for being so understanding. We decided to go and take her to dinner last night for her birthday. And that was really nice. We haven't seen her in a long time because she's in North Carolina now. So it was just nice to see her and to be able to spend some time and all of that. But anyway, so that's kind of the story there. So keep her in your prayers. She goes in tomorrow, and hopefully everything will be just fine and smooth, right? That's what we're hoping for. So today we are going to be doing yesterday's layout and today's layout because I'm already behind and I don't want to fall even further behind. So I've prepared both yesterday's story and today's story to work on with you. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So we'll be doing story number 24 and 25. So let's get you turned around. I'll show you what I've got here on my desk. The two prompts that I am working with today, the first one is, are you afraid of the dark? And the second one is the witching hour, or, what do you do at the witching hour? That sort of prompt. So are you afraid of the dark and the witching hour? So let me turn you around. I'll show you what we've got. I'll show you my take on these 2 prompts, and then we'll put everything together and have fun in the meantime. So let's do this, friends. Okie dokie. All right, I'm crooked on the desk. Okay, there we go. I think that's good. Okay, so hello. I should probably see who else here. I haven't even said hello to you all. So I see Janine, hello, and Deb, Karen. Yes, did you guys see my cookies that the kids made? Well, I shouldn't say my cookies. So the cookies, we just did some Halloween cookie decorating this afternoon. It's actually a kit that I got from well, it came from Target, but I got it from my sister-in-law when she booed us. So it's just been sitting on the counter, and I told the kids after school we would do it today. And we did, and it was really, really fun. I also have sugar cookie dough in the refrigerator for us to decorate more cookies probably tomorrow. But those ones are not going to be intricate. Those are the kind that you just like grab the frosting out of the can or the jar, plop it on the cookie and throw sprinkles on it. That'll be the cookies tomorrow. So the ones that I have on there today are actually really pretty. I like them. It was super fun. Yes. Oh, hello. So Maria, Brenda, Lisa, lots of you. Lynn, Mary, hi. Oh, you're fine. I started a little bit late too. I was getting the kids all set up with dinner. Aaron's actually out of town today. He is out on the opposite side of the state doing some IT work for a building that their company like merged with over the summer, I think. So occasionally he goes out there. It's been a lot, actually. He's been going out there a lot. But he did just tell me that he told his coworker that he can't go back out there for a while because, well, really the reason is because I might kill him if he does. But he won't tell his coworker that, because it is sort of a decision for him to go out there. Like, he does have the, he can say no. He just is kind of like me, and I guess I can't blame him for that, right? Like, we just have trouble saying no to people. So he says yes. So he's been leaving me a lot lately to go out to Muskegon to go and do some IT stuff. Okay, so let's talk about story number 24. And before I do so, hi Michelle, it's good to see you because I just saw you pop in here. Okay, so today story blah 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 blah. I do know what I'm trying to say here. Story number 25 is Are You Afraid of the Dark? Now, when I originally put this story prompt in my Halloween journaling prompts, I was thinking like, okay, I'll tell the story of whether or not I'm actually afraid of the dark, which is a loaded question, just like, do you believe in ghosts is a loaded question, because like in some circumstances, yes, I am afraid of the dark. And in other circumstances, no, I've kind of grown out of being afraid of the dark. But I decided to actually take this prompt in a different direction. And instead of making it, are you or are you not afraid of the dark? I am going to gear this more towards the television show from when I was a kid called Are You Afraid of the Dark? Which, by the way, they did a new series of Are You Afraid of the Dark on Nickelodeon. 2019 is when they did season 1, and I believe season 2 is potentially, it came out this year, I think. I don't know, I'll have to look that up. It was either last year or this year that it came out. I think that they skipped a year because of COVID, and then it came out this year, and then there's supposed to be one more season, like 3 seasons of the show. Anyway, I have not watched the new seasons, but I did, because we don't have any of the like Nickelodeon streaming services or any service that streams Nickelodeon shows. So I did just go on Amazon Prime and I purchased season 1. It was like $5, so whatever. So I purchased season 1 and I'm planning to watch episode 1 after the live and after the kids go to bed tonight as a way of winding down the day. So I'm very excited about that. So we're going to be talking about Are You Afraid of the Dark TV series. Now, if you've never seen Are You Afraid of the Dark, the premise of the show is that there is a secret society of like teenagers called the Midnight Society. And they meet up in this clearing in the middle of the woods. They have a bonfire that they, put on, and they sit around the bonfire, and one person tells a scary story. So they have like this, I don't even know what it is, sand or dust or whatever, and they throw it into the fire, and then they start their story. So the Midnight Society is like the main people, right? Well, the Midnight Society can accept new members into the Midnight Society, but there are certain rules for how somebody becomes part of the Midnight Society. There's actually 3 rules. The first is that you're not allowed to know the location of the clearing. So in order to like apply for the Midnight Society, you are blindfolded and taken to the clearing, and your blindfold is kept on you while you tell your story, so your ghost story or whatever. And depending on how well you do at your ghost story, the Midnight Society votes on whether or not you can be accepted into the secret group. So if it's scary enough or whatever, good enough, then you're invited in, you can take your blindfold off, and now you're allowed to know the location. If you don't do a good job, then they keep your blindfold on and they walk you back to the town, and then you're not allowed to try out again. So that's the Midnight Society. So what I did is I went online and I found a free printable for the Midnight Society. So like when I don't know if it's when you're invited to try out, or if it's once you've been accepted, because I haven't seen this show since I was like probably in middle school or high school. But I went online and I found this graphic. So this would have been printed on like the page that you would receive from the Midnight Society. So I found this. It just says the Midnight Society telling tales after dark. Don't be afraid. So this is going to be the front of a pocket. And what I thought would be really fun is to have the kids and I fill out Halloween Mad Libs in order to get a scary story. So I found a Mad Lib online. I actually purchased it from Etsy because I couldn't find one that I liked for free. So I purchased it from Etsy. I sat down with the kids and asked them all of the questions, to give me all of their answers, and filled it all in. So I have a scary story from Isabella, me, and Jonah. And these are going to go inside of the pocket as though they are the scary stories that we told to apply for the Midnight Society. And then I also have a little bit of journaling here and a photo that I just took this afternoon of Jonah and I being ghosts in the backyard. So that will go in here as well. I am going to redo the top of this because I don't super love it. So that will change. I think I'm just going to do like entry 1, entry 2, entry 3, and then get a background paper to put this on. So that's my whole, this is what the Midnight Society is if you've never heard of it before, because it is an old show. So it's possible you haven't heard of it. All right, so let me grab some papers, because the first thing I want to do here is figure out what paper I want this to go on. So I've got like a stripe here, maybe. Nope. And interestingly enough, the show Are You Afraid of the Dark is actually pretty scary. So it's one that I won't watch with the kids. It'll freak them out too much. I'll watch it by myself and probably freak myself out even, it's pretty spooky. So, but it was one of the very first shows that was scary, and I still liked it, because when I was a kid, I really didn't like scary movies or scary shows. So it was kind of a pivotal moment for me to have a show that I liked. And that's also something I may go back and add in. After I watch the show, I might print off a graphic of it, and then maybe this one, print off some kind of graphic, and then go back and add some journaling about my thoughts on the new one. All right. No, that's going to be too busy. So, no to all of that. No to all of that. That's like super creepy. The Midnight Society. But probably not. Okay, and no. So, anybody here, or has anybody here watched the show? Are You Afraid of the Dark? Anybody? Nope. Okay. So I'm thinking maybe the stripe or that so far. I'm leaning towards the black here. All right. So it's also possible, unless I cut it all up, which is possible too. Okay, none of that. So let me see if I've got any. Like, I don't really want that, no. What about, no. Okay. I could do the, like, sweater. Maybe. Do I have a piece that I cut of that already? So that would be better if I did. Nope. Okay. It's all solid. All right, so the other page I'm thinking of is maybe this one. Although it might be too, okay, maybe one of those. Okay, so if we did, this is probably not going to be enough paper. No. Darn, because I like that one. It's just like the words eek and boo over and over again, but it's directional. Although this one could be good, this like bunch of eeks. And this one I think is, no, definitely not. Okay, so I think maybe this one actually. So it's got a pattern to it, but it's subtle-ish. I would have totally done this one. This one has like boo and eek, just boo and eek all over it, and it's even more subtle than this one. If I had more of that, I would do it. But I don't want it to be, I don't want the writing to be on the side, you know? So yeah, I think I'll do this. All right, so then next step is to cut this down to the size outside the picture protector. Way too old, that's funny. You watched the old version and loved it. Yes, same, Erica. I'll have to, so if you haven't seen the new version, after I watch it, I'll let you know how it is. Whether it's worth it or not. It actually looks pretty scary though, you know, like we'll see. I might terrify myself tonight. It could be a mistake while Aaron's not here. Although I will totally have Jonah sleep with me, so I'll be fine. I always have Jonah sleep with me when Aaron's gone. And really Izzy too, if she wanted to. Like the kids can just come hang out, you know, come crash in my room. Okay, so we've got this piece here. These will go inside once I get their new thing. This can just adhere back to back, like so. Okay. I liked this card because it's kind of spooky looking. It's got like these creepy trees going on in the background. But for whatever reason, it's a little, my photo is a tiny bit smaller than the card. Okay. Oh, and there goes the yelling. We had a whole conversation about yelling. Like, we're not going to yell when Mommy's doing her video. All right, so this I'm going to stitch on, of course, because it's vellum. So let me grab a paper clip thing. Actually, no, I probably don't need it. I probably should. That would be the wise thing to do. So I'm just going to get a binder clip, and that's going to hold the papers together, and then when I sew it, it doesn't all move around. We'll just put it like that. So that's going to be sewn. And I'm going to have another piece that I will sew from this, so we'll do that at the same time. Okay, so let's put that one up there, and now let's make a new title part of this, because that's not my favorite. So, I want some cardstock so that it covers that up pretty fully, so you can't like see through it. Yeah. Okay, and how big do you need to be? Like, let's try 1.25 inches, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we'll start here, 1.25 inches, like that. So, what do you guys have going on for Halloween this weekend? Any plans? Any parties? Any just staying at home, having a good time with the TV? What's the plan? Okay, I also want to try, like, maybe there. I can tell you our plans. On Saturday, well, tomorrow, Friday. Tomorrow, Izzy's school has a Halloween parade that the parents are allowed to go and watch. So they have sections set up. Did I just cut those wrong? That one I did. They have sections set up around the playground outside that, like based on what grade your kid is in and all that kind of stuff, that you can go and stand behind the barrier and watch the kids as they parade around the playground, which is kind of cute. So tomorrow I'm going to go do that after the live. So we'll have the live tomorrow at 1, and then I will go to the parade at her school. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with them tomorrow afternoon. I want to take them to the corn maze, but I think it's going to be rainy, so that might not happen. And if it does not happen, then I don't know. We'll probably come home. We're going to make those other cookies, so we'll come home and do that for sure. But yeah, I just got to figure out what else we want to do. All right, let's do this. Oh, I know what else we were going to do tomorrow. So my kids don't have any winter clothes, like at all. And it's getting cold. And we just started realizing, like, wait, they don't have anything to wear. So today I took Jonah to the store and we picked out some clothes for him. And tomorrow I'm going to take Izzy to the store because Jonah will be with a family friend for the day. So I can just go pick him up after we're done. But we'll go to the store and pick out clothes for her tomorrow because she's very, very, very picky about her clothes. So she has to come with me. So that she'll actually wear her clothes. Like I was there today and I saw something that was so cute and I had it and I put it in my cart and then I was like, no, I gotta put this back because she's got to decide if she likes it. If it's comfortable enough, you know. So we're gonna go do that tomorrow after school. And then maybe we'll go do something fun, like a corn maze. I would really like to go to the corn maze. We went to the apple orchard earlier this month, but didn't go to the corn maze at the time because they went and played on the playgrounds instead. Just fine. Technically, they've already done the corn maze this year, but I haven't. You know, and I want to do it because I do it every year. So It's just me who wants to. If I didn't have other stuff I had to do, I would just go do it by myself. Because why not? As long as it's nice out. All right, so that's going to be tomorrow. And then Saturday is, we're going to a party my sister is throwing, which is just going to be my sister and her fiance, and then my parents, and then the kids, and Aaron and I. Actually, I don't know if Aaron's going to go, now that I think about it, because he's got to work tomorrow, of course. You know, that guy's always working. So, it might just be me and the kids. But anyway, we're going to their Halloween party, which is a Halloween party, but also to celebrate my sister's dog turning 15. He could live, he's a breed that has a very long life, so he could live to be like 20, but he is a mutant dog, so like the breed that he is, he's a Coton de Tulier is technically what he's called, but a Coton. And they're normally about 8 pounds, these dogs, and Marty, her dog, is 20 pounds. So he's not fat. He's just like huge. Like he's a mutant version of that dog. So so the likelihood of him living that full 20 whatever years is not very likely, and he's had a close call already this year, so she wanted to throw him a birthday party for turning 15, and so we're going to do that and combine it with Halloween and go out to Lansing to go see them and celebrate. So that'll be Saturday, and then Sunday is Halloween, so that should be really fun. Okay, entry, I think I'm gonna put this like, we're just going for it. Ooh, let me see what you guys are up to though. So, okay, so Erica, we're starting with you. Your town has trick or treat in the downtown. Oh, you know what? Ours has that tomorrow too. Oh, you know what else I did today? You guys, I do this every time, don't I? I forgot to... Let me go get this wet so I can clean my stamps. I'll be right back. Okay, all better. Yeah, so Erica, I'm really glad you said that because I totally forgot about that until just now. So maybe we'll do that instead of the corn maze. And maybe I'll just corn maze after Halloween. Whatever. But yeah, that's really fun. I love the downtown trick-or-treating. It's so fun. It's so cute. Going to Seattle Chocolate. Haunted Factory Tour. What? That is sweet. A haunted chocolate factory. That's so cool. Janine, the Florida-Georgia game is Saturday. Okay. And we're going to lose. Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I know here in Michigan, we have Michigan and Michigan State as college football teams. And they are playing this weekend on Saturday as well. My dad is a Michigan State alumni, and my future brother-in-law is currently going to Michigan State. That's why they're out in the Lansing area. So I grew up my whole life a Michigan State fan, and then for college, I ended up going to Michigan, the rival, like the big rival school. And I met Aaron there. So now we are Michigan fans, while the rest of our family is Michigan State. So it's just funny. So I totally get that. And the other funny story with that is my whole life growing up, I was a State fan. And my whole life growing up, Michigan State was the losing team, always. We always lost, like every single time. So then I go to college there, and for the first time ever, Michigan ends up being the losing team. So now I'm a Michigan fan, and now Michigan is the team that always loses. It's like, you can't catch a break. I think it must be me. But anyway, so it's funny. I totally get that. So that'll be fun though. That'll be fun to watch the game. I don't know if we'll be able to watch it, but ours, but hopefully. I'm sure it'll be on somewhere. I'm sure my sister will put it on. But yeah, that'll be fun. See what else? Deb, you guys made Halloween cupcakes yesterday. Those are so good. I love all of the like baking. All of the holiday baking stuff. It's so cute. I always loved it for Christmas, and I definitely love it for all the Halloween stuff too. It's fun. It's fun to make it, like the Halloween gingerbread houses and the Halloween cookies, and yeah, so fun. Cupcakes. What kind of cupcakes were your Halloween cupcakes? Were they just like colorful Halloween, or did you make them into a theme? Mary, you get together with your neighbors and bring your fire pit to the center of the circle and all hang out and drink beer and give out candy. That's awesome. That's what we used to do with our neighbors. I told Erin that we need to get a bonfire at our house because our neighbors had the bonfire. I should tell them to bring it. They're coming here for Halloween. I should tell them to bring it. But they would always bust out their campfire, and we would, they're like one of the little portable ones, and we do the same thing, just like sit around it and drink beer. That was our whole fall and part of winter and part of spring. As long as there's no snow, we were out there. And it was really fun. I miss that. I miss doing that. That'll be really fun for you guys. Lynn, your older kids are coming over. You always get Chinese and watch Hocus Pocus and see all the trick-or-treaters. Yes. We're going to do a fire pit, but it's supposed to rain. Apple cider. Ooh. How do you make apple cider mimosas? That sounds really good. I feel like I need to know this. That's so funny. So, is Chinese a thing, like Chinese food, a thing on Halloween? So, and I ask this because our neighbors have a tradition, and they don't really know where it stemmed from beyond just their parents always did it. They make homemade egg rolls every Halloween, and they make like hundreds of them and then deliver them to all their friends and family. But they don't know why. Like, they don't really know where it came from or anything. And now I'm wondering if that's a thing. I know it is on Christmas Eve. Like, isn't Chinese food a thing on Christmas Eve? I wonder if it is on Halloween too. That would be really funny. I could tell them. It's just a thing. Ooh, Beatrice, where are you going? You're waiting for the plane. Where are you heading off to? Yay, vacation. Well, I hope it's a vacation, not like it doesn't, not like a work thing. I hope it's a vacation and you get to go somewhere really warm and nice and relaxing. Michelle, the hubby and I are spending the day together Saturday, doing some fall things. Sunday is Ben's birthday. As a family before trick-or-treating kids arrive. Oh, that'll be so nice. Yay for fall things. That sounds like a really nice time. I hope you guys all get to enjoy your time together and birthday dinner and all that stuff. Yes. With a caramel sugar cinnamon rim. Lynn, you're killing me. I need this recipe. Okay. I'm sure you shared it because if you haven't, I'm going to keep bothering you until you do. You're going to Epcot Saturday and then trick-or-treating Sunday. Ooh, it's her first time trick-or-treating? Oh, that'll be so fun. Deb, remind me how old your daughter is. I can't remember if she's the same age as Jonah or if she's a little bit younger. She's a little younger, right? Is she 2? I don't remember. You'll have to remind me. Karen, making body part cookie pizza. What? Okay, how do you make body part cookie pizza? Is it with like body part gummies, or how do you do that? That sounds hilarious. Like eyeballs and bones, I'm thinking. Like, that sounds hilarious. I need to look that up and add that to my list of something for maybe next year. Body part cookie pizza. Yes. Steph creates. Mention the idea of walking through. You mentioned them. What is going on? That's so funny. Brenda, since I have no kids at home, looking forward to a quiet weekend. The last 2 months have been really busy. I can so sympathize with that. It has been a really, 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 really busy couple of months. And let me tell you, a quiet weekend at home sounds magical. Yeah, that sounds amazing. So I hope I hope your weekend gets to be super relaxing. Yeah, we're all going to Google that recipe. That's so funny. Minnie Mouse Witch. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Might be nice. Oh, I'm going to look back at the weather again. Libby, we have Big Ten rivals over here. Grew up in Wisconsin, but went to Minnesota. They went to Wisconsin. Yes. His parents went to Ohio State. Oh, Ohio State is the real, I just spoke their name. I was going to say, we don't even speak their name in this house. Actually, we're not really like super, super into sports. Aaron and I, shocker, because he's all into games and I'm all into scrapbooking. But Ohio State is like the big rival, the big rival for the school that we went to. So that's funny that they went there. Putting your finishing touches on 3-year-old costume, a street sweeper. That's so cute. Lights and rotating brush. What? That's amazing. You have to take, okay, Libby, you have to take a photo and or like some kind of like boomerang video so we can see how the wheels spin, because I'm so intrigued. That sounds so cool. It's just apple cider and champagne with a cinnamon sugar rim. Okay. I'm doing that. Add to list. Champagne and apple cider. Yes. All right. Oh man, you guys, I'm so far behind. She's 4. Okay, so she's older. So she's in between. That's what I couldn't remember. She's in between Jonah and Izzy. Because Jonah's 3. Well, she's not right in between. She's a year older. That's all I gotta remember. She's a year older, basically, a year and a half, because if she's almost 5, then a year and a half. Ish. That's a good age. 4 or 5 is a great age. Yeah. It's like, at least in my kids' years, like, gosh, 2 and 3 is the worst. And then 4 and 5 is great, and then they start getting older and asserting in like lots of independence, and it's just sad. Is this the right? Yes. Okay. So I'm going to start working on the next one. I don't remember what number it is. So the next one, because this is all that I needed for this other story. So I don't need anything else other than this right now until I get that stitched close. So we're going to work on story 25, which is the witching hour. Woo! So what I did, this was a photo that I took this morning. I actually had no idea what I was going to do for this layout until today. I knew I wanted to tell the story about having to stay up late a lot lately, just because of a lot of different things. but especially this week, having a lot of really late nights trying to get this class thing done, which hopefully will be done by the end of today. But I didn't have a photo, I didn't have anything. So I woke up this morning and the sky looked like this. It was beautiful. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm taking a picture of that and we're just gonna pretend it's not the sunrise. Like, it's gonna be the sunset, like the witching hour has arrived, you know? So what I'm going to do, or what I did, is I added this digital stamp that says the witching hour. That is from Ashley Horton, has a site where she has a website where she sells cut files and digital kits and digital stamps. So her website is called the Cut Shop, and shop is SHOPPE. So the Cut Shop. So she has a bunch of Halloween, like cut files, printables, digital kits, all kinds of stuff like that. And a stamp set that I purchased from her had this sentiment on it, the witching hour. It actually had a frame around the outside that I couldn't get to work right, so I just erased that and only used the title here. So that's going to be my title. And I did consider putting this up higher and putting some of my journaling underneath, but I just wanted the photo to shine, so I'm going to leave the photo just like this. So then I was like, okay, well, I've been staying up late a lot lately, and what is the thing that's been, the saving grace? Like, what has got me through? And that, of course, is coffee, right? Because if you're up late and you wake up early, coffee is how we get through those times, at least in my household. At least if your name is Crystal Iñate, then coffee is how we get through the days. So I went to Silhouette store online and got a coffee cup cut file, which really looks like this with the little flower thing in the middle. And that's going to be fine for the backside, but I cut it out of this one, and I want to put something different here instead. So what we're going to do is make a shaker thing. I need some plastic, and then in here we're just going to put white up at the top, like, it's white. Actually, I'm going to do that right now. Instead of just talking about it, let's do it. So we're going to make this into a shaker that also includes my journaling. So the journaling will go on the back of this, just a tiny little blurb, because there's not a whole lot that needs to be said other than, like, been up a lot lately. And lots of stuff to do. Looking forward to settling down. Pretty much. That's pretty much what I said. I mean, I'll read it to you, but yeah. Spoiler alert, that's what I say. Okay, so now I had considered backing it with white, like having just the back be completely white and doing a bunch of journaling, which is always an option, right? So like if I had this piece and this piece, you could have the cup here, and then when you flip it over on the back, this could all be journaling. But I wanted it to be a little bit see-through, so I thought that would be really cool if it was see-through. So instead of doing it that way, I'm going to use this as my backing, and we're just going to cut it. Oh, wait, I'm missing out. Okay, Crystal, super easy. Put the caramel on one plate and combine sugar and cinnamon on the other plate. Ooh, let me get my scissors while I do this. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, caramel on one plate. Sugar and cinnamon on the other. Take the rim of the glass, swirl it in the caramel, dip it in the cinnamon sugar, sticks. Yum. Then a small amount of cider and fill with champagne. Yeah, I'm making that. I'm not even joking you, Lynn. I'm making that. Like, that's happening. I have to go to the store tomorrow to get clothes for Izzy, which, I mean, I probably need a caramel apple mimosa while I'm shopping with her. Because, it's sometimes it's fun. Hopefully it will be fun. It'll be fun. But I'm getting champagne while I'm at the store, and apple cider, and caramel and all the things. That's happening. I feel like you could dress it up too. Like if you wanted to take a picture of it, you know, and where you could do like take an apple and cut it through the middle or whatever and just have a thin slice and like put that on the rim. How pretty would that be? Okay, don't be surprised when I have a layout that's a picture of this caramel apple mimosa. Be ready for it. So that's happening. Okay, and then I also need it on this side too. Do I? I don't, right? Because then it's already there. Yeah, I don't need that. Okay, so we're leaving that there. Next, I need to put in the, like, whatever that thing's called. You know, the area where they put, like, the koozie. It is a koozie, right? All right, so I've got, this is going to be somewhat see-through. I'm probably going to, I'll probably put it sideways-ish. Oh, there's a yell. Okay, so I could do orange. Let me see. I feel like I've got like a better orange even than that. Oh, I hear crying. No. And yelling. I might have to go see what the problem is. The fake crying. It's great. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Because it's a little bit, like, the tone is a little bit better with that sunrise back there. So we'll do that. Hold on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go find out what he's yelling about. Jojo? Jojo? Jojo, come here. What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? Can you tell me? Are you crawling? You're scooching. What are you doing? Why are you yelling at me? Is what? My legs are hurting. Your legs are hurting? Are they asleep? No. No. Are they tingly? No. No. Why do they hurt? Can you try to stand? Just try it. See what happens. I'm doing it like this. Okay, are you gonna come up to your room and watch your tablet? Okay. I'm watching Flippy. Oh, Blippy. Okay, so apparently his legs were hurting. All right, so. Oh wait, what? Oh boy. It's a good age, but she's sassy. Yup. Ooh, so Risa and Lynn, you guys both got your December daily stuff. Woo. Trying to be Chris, it's so funny. Oh yeah, Brenda, thank you. Yes. I am definitely a planner and a perfectionist. But yes. Yeah, and a lot of times, sometimes even with my projects, one of the things that I do often, actually, is if I don't have a picture of something, I will just go take it. So like today, I was like, I need a picture to go on the back of this card because I don't really, like what was on the back didn't make any sense and whatever. And I was like, you know what? Etienne made these like really cool photos with sheets on their, where they were wearing sheets and pretending to be, pretending to be ghosts. I'm like, let's go do it. Let's go put the sheets on. And my kids, like, at first were like, okay, this will be fun. And then they hated it. And I was like, well, okay, can you go get your own water? No. Why not? Your legs are hurting. Can you bring Jojo up his water for me? Please. Please. They really do love each other, I promise. Anyway, but yeah, so I will do that. Or I will just find something that works. Like, even if it's a picture from last year, like whatever. If it works, it's fine. Like I had originally thought of maybe seeing, like, although last year I didn't have a good camera, but if I did, there was this really cool day where the moon was super bright and I wanted to get a picture of it. And, you know, like, let's pretend that I did actually manage to capture a good photo. I would have just used that for this year and not even thought twice. Like, it's totally fine. Ugh. Come on. So this is gonna go, this is my koozie portion of my cup. Okay. Although, I wonder if I should pay attention to, like, what do I have for, I'll probably just use stars. That'll be cool. All right. That'll make it look a little more nighttime. Did you get it for him, Izzy? Yeah, you did? Thank you. Oh boy. Okay, so let me tell you guys a funny story / ask your advice. So I had every intention of putting Jonah in preschool. Starting, actually, I mean, Aaron and I really wanted him to start the beginning of October. That was the plan, was that Jonah's going to go to preschool starting at the beginning of October because he needs to be with other people. Like, he's bored out of his mind here and just getting in trouble. And we need to do it. So P.S. This is going to be a long story to get to the funny part and to get to the asking for advice part. Okay. Now that we have that out of the way, prepare yourself. Okay, so we're like, he's going into preschool. We need to do it. So we get the forms. I go there to get the forms, and I wanted to put him in the same place that Izzy went when she was younger because we really liked it. We had a great experience. We thought that they handled stuff really well. And, you know, it was just good. So he was going to go to the same as her. And then when I went there I picked the stuff up. It was the 2 office ladies in the office, and this was like end of September when, you know, all the everything crazy has been happening around here, right? With, not here, but just in the world with COVID and masking and all that stuff. So the only reason we decided we were going to put him in preschool now is because our state had mandated that masks be worn from preschool and up. So preschool through 12th grade. And so before that, it was only kindergarten to 5th grade, I think. So they expanded it to make it include the younger grades, and we're like, okay, we can do this. And it also has a caveat of, you know, it's really hard to mandate masks be worn for like infants to about the age of 4. That's kind of hard, and that they wouldn't have to be as strict with those age groups, but all of the adults who would be working with them and parents going into the building and older kids in the building, like all of those people it would be mandated that they wore them the entire time. Unless they're outside or whatever. Like there are instances where they don't have to be worn. So we're like, okay, you know, there's the mask thing, like we can enroll him and we can feel like, you know, they're doing the best they can to keep him safe. So I went there to turn the stuff in, to pick the stuff up at the end of September, and the 2 ladies in the office weren't wearing masks. And I was like, well, I mean, I guess they're not with any of the kids, and it's probably they're just in their space, and it's the 2 of them, and they pod with each other, or who knows, whatever. So I didn't really throw a big thing about it, picked up the paperwork, and then took that home to fill it out. So then I got it filled out. And the last thing we needed was a health appraisal form from our doctor. So Aaron calls And it's just like there's been nothing that has just happened without some major fiasco. So Aaron calls and tells them we need this health appraisal. And they're like, okay, no problem. We'll get it together for you. And he's like, okay, do I need to bring anything to you? Or, how does this work? They're like, nope, we don't need anything. We've got the forms here. We'll have them fill it out and it'll be ready for you in 1 to 2 days. So we're like, okay. So then a couple days later, and it was more than 2 days. It might have been like 3 or 4 days later, by the time I had a chance to drive to the doctor's office to pick it up. I drove there to go pick it up. So I'm sitting in their parking lot. I call them to say, hey, I'm here to get that thing. You know what? I'm kind of thinking that, hold on. Pause story for just a second. I'm thinking I'm going to actually try something different and foam tape this. What number day am I on? 25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 31. I have to get 6 more days in here because this will bulk it up. No, we'll just do it like this. Maybe I'll just position them where I want them to go. I don't know. Because I could foam tape it and then it would have just a little bit of space in there and then it would actually shake. What do you think? Should I prop it a bit or do you think I shouldn't push my luck? I'm going to get some transparency to put in there. Where are you at? Nope. Wrong one. This is the one. I just have a whole envelope filled with my transparency stuff. I just need a piece. I think I've got some in here that are already cut into, probably. Maybe not. Maybe I used all those up. No. Maybe. Wait, what are you? Yes. Why, yes. There we are. That's what I want. Okay. Yes, ma'am?
Do you know where the crayons are?
There is a set of crayons they might be in Jonah's desk. Go look in his desk. Okay, so I think I'll just go ahead and add my transparency stuff next. Okay. And is there protective stuff on here? That's the other question. Nope, there's not. Okay. Back to it we go. I'm going to put all this on here and then I'll decide, which also means maybe I'll just
Oh, this is so hard to open.
Do this as well. What is? I can open it right here. Oh, you just pull this up. There you go.
That's what I was trying to do.
Okay.
What are you working on?
Yes, foam tape. Okay, I think you're right. That I think I will try to foam tape it. You can stick your hands in and say hi, kid. Just put them up here and say hi. What's on your dress? Bats.
What are you working on? Anything?
I am making a cup that's going to have sequins in it, and when you shake it, all the sequins will move. What do you think of that? Oh, you want to show them what you did today? Show them your things. They'll like that. They like stickers. You gotta say it louder.
I made these.
She stickered some pages today. Well, which one is your favorite one?
This one and that one.
Yeah. Even more so than the Halloween kitties?
I like both of these too.
I like them too. I think my favorite is...
Boy, why are you cutting out that?
So, this is... Because otherwise there'd be a hole, right? You can't have holes. Does that make sense?
Why are you using this?
Why am I using what?
This. The whole thing.
well, I cut it because I thought I was going to use it for something else, and then I didn't. So then instead of just throwing it away, I'm using it like this.
Oh.
Oh. Can you tell them what your best friend's name is? Did you just drop all the crayons on the floor?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. You really did it.
Right back.
Oh my gosh.
I put my puppet in there.
You put your puppet in there? You're funny. So, anyway. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm going to try the foam tape thing. Let's do it. Because then the pieces will move and that'll be fun. And I have lots of foam tape, so let's do it.
Okay, Mama.
Okay.
I'm doing what you just said to clean up.
Oh, thanks. For giving me your play-by-play.
You're blaming yourself
I'm blaming myself for
Yeah.
what?
for doing poop.
What?
For doing poop.
Oh, okay. That's what we're at now, huh?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool. So we got the 2 sets. Now we're going to add the plastic. And then we'll add foam tape. And then we'll go from there. I also need one of these guys to get this in there. So I probably want to do this on one of the edges. I think I'll go... How do I want to put you on here? I almost feel like I need to do this first. Because... we're going to do this part first. Because I want to cut out the sticker part so it doesn't end up on my window. We'll see how that goes. Okay. So, story. Okay, so Aaron called the doctor, they said they didn't need anything. I showed up there. I called them. I'm like, I'm here to pick up that form. You know, I'm here a couple days later than I meant to be, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, what form? What are you the health appraisal form, right? So we had this whole conversation. They're like, I'm sorry, somebody new must have answered the phone and they didn't know that, you know, there's this whole thing. You have to bring it in to us to fill out. I'm like, okay. And so I'm like, okay, so, so I have to bring it in. How long will it take once I bring it in? Because right now we're already at a week later than I wanted to be, you know? And they're like, yeah, it'll be, you know, two-ish days before it'll be ready. So I'm like, okay, let me go get it. So then they're like, well, you know, you could email it to us. That way you don't have to drive all the way here again. Because it's like 20 minutes away from where we live. So I was like, okay, that would be great. I will email it to you. And so they sent it to me. And, yeah, they sent it to me to fill out. And I was like, okay, you know, like, whatever, we'll fill it out. So, I'm trying to think if that's how it went. Yeah, that is how it went. So, anyway. So they email it to me. Aaron fills it all out and he turns it back in. He sends it to them. And so then a couple days later, because now it's again, like you have to wait X amount of days, blah, blah. So I waited X amount of days. I called them on the day I was going to go pick it up to make sure that they had it ready. And so I called and I was like, you know, I need to pick up a form. Just want to make sure it's there. Da 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 da. And they're like, what form? It's just like, you're kidding me, right? Like, you're kidding me. The health appraisal form that we emailed to you. And she's like, let me go check the email. So, and this is like days later after we sent it in. We sent it in on Monday and I called them on Thursday to go pick it up. So she's like, let me check the email. And then she finds it and she's like, okay, we'll get it filled out and it'll be ready by Monday morning. So now this is the next week. So now we're 2 weeks later than we want it to be. So I call them on Monday morning to go and get the darn form. In the meantime, The previous Monday, we actually had a well visit for Jonah that I totally forgot about because I had gone to the bachelorette party the weekend before, and that Monday, the same day that was his well visit, was the day they were coming to install the floors. So we had the floors going on. We were dealing with the appliance people, and like all this stuff. So those things happened. The bachelorette party happened. Like all these things. So we missed it, and it wasn't intentional. I didn't mean to miss it. We just missed it. So after Aaron had submitted it on, I almost wonder if I could do, sorry, I'm just going to keep interrupting myself here. I'm going to get a bigger sheet and do the entire thing, because that will make it easier for it to move around also, if there's not a bunch of like jagged pieces, you know? So let's do that. Anyway, so long story short, I called them on Monday morning, the following Monday morning after the missed well visit, and after I had already called to reschedule the well visit for their next available spot, which was November 2nd, so like 2.5 weeks later. So I call them and they're like, what form is it that you know, what form? And I'm about ready to kill somebody at this point. Like, please, I just want my kid to go to school. Like, for the love of God, just get this kid in school. So, okay, we're gonna do this. Get down. So they figure it out, what we're asking for, and they're like, well, we can't get that form to you until your well visit, since you missed your well visit. And they were snarky and like really rude after now this being the third time I've had to call and ask for this stupid form. So my husband was the one who talked to them, and he ended up calling that, like, he frustratedly hung up and then called them back like, okay, well, his well visit isn't until November 2nd. Can you get him in tomorrow? Like, very forceful. And they did. They got him in the very next day. So I took him to his well visit, which was fine. And then after I left, oh, I like it. I'll show here. Give me 1 second. Let me finish my story because it's a long one. It's taken me forever to tell it. Anyway, so well visit went fine. I left the building and then I was like, oh, wait, I'm going to go back in and make sure that now that we've done the well visit that they can actually get us the form. So we get the form. Or I go in, I ask the question about it, and they're like, well, is your well visit today? And I said, it just happened, we're leaving. And she's like, well, you could have just had them fill it out during your well visit. And I was like, well, that's interesting, because when my husband called, you told him that he would have to wait another 2 days after the well visit. But, you know, can we have them just fill the stupid thing out and get it to me? Like, can we just do it? And so they did. So they gave me the form after all that hassle. And I'm not a confrontational person. And all these people just want me to be confrontational. I don't understand. So we get the form. Finally. Hallelujah. We have the form. So then I take the form to the school to turn it in to get him in preschool. And when I walk in the building, not a single person, not one person, not one parent, not one teacher, not one administrator, nobody is wearing a mask. And I was like, I can't do this. Like, I can't do this. You know, this doesn't feel right. We have made so many sacrifices to now just like totally give that all up when they are disregarding a mandate. Like, I'm not going to do this. So after all that hassle, we did not put him in preschool. So currently what I have to do in order to get him into a different preschool where they will follow the mandate, he has to be potty trained. So here's where the story comes in, is that today, well, we've been working on potty training. It's not going well. Not at all. This kid, he does not care. He doesn't care. He doesn't get it. None of it. So I have him in pull-ups most of the time because he goes and stays with other people, like our family friends and my parents. But today he was home with me, and I'm like, all right, let's put on some training pants so that when you wet yourself, it's uncomfortable and you'll want to change. And this kid never made it to the toilet, not even one time today, and peed in every single room of my house. Like floodgates open, like peed on the floor everywhere, including your room. Don't worry, I cleaned it.
What place was it in?
I'm not going to tell you.
Please tell me.
No.
Why?
Because I already cleaned it. I cleaned it with soap and water.
But why won't you tell me?
Because then you'll fixate. I just want you to know that it happened because I think it's kind of funny.
What does that mean? What does fixate mean?
Deb, yes, it's a daycare that offers preschool. The one that we were going to go to.
Ooh, what's that?
Isn't that pretty? It's a cup, right? Cool. And I got to do the other side too. And then we can make this work the rest of the way. So, if you have advice on potty training a boy, this is my plea for advice, because we are not doing very hot over here. It's very rough. It's rough going, right? What?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Wait, where is this? Every 30 minutes. Yeah. So, and Kate, that happened a little bit today. So, like, I set alarms for myself, and I probably needed to set them sooner because I had them going off every, 45 minutes to an hour. No. It needed to be more often. I didn't realize how much he went to the bathroom. You know? Like, he didn't even drink that much today. And he's just going all the time. So, yeah, I need to set them closer together, the alarms. And, I don't know. I sat him backwards because I have a family friend, or my aunt who worked in preschool previously told me to put him on backwards. That's supposed to help, I guess. But he would literally, I would take him off the potty, and he would run away, to go play, and literally go right in that moment. I was like, I don't understand. You were just there. Just go. I tried pouring warm water on him to see if that would relax him enough to go. But
Uh-oh, something
it's a struggle. What do you mean something happened?
That was stuck.
Oh, was it stuck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks for letting me know. Sometimes I get so into this that I don't even know when it's stuck.
I actually am watching now.
Are you? And it's a little bit behind. So see how right now I'm pressing on this? But watch, I'll wave. And then you'll see how long it takes for it to show up on there. Because it's got a little bit, see? It's got a little bit of a delay.
What's a delay?
Delay is when something doesn't happen right away. That it takes a minute for it to happen. It's
Now
delayed.
Can I show them?
Another word for delay could be late. Oh yeah, go ahead. You could show them. What is this from?
Terremotos
Close. Dia
de
los
los
Muertos.
muertos.
Yeah, Dia de los Muertos.
De los muertos.
Do you know what that means in English?
No.
It means day of the...
Day.
Yes. So
Day
you know.
of the day.
You know. Dia de los Muertos. Ooh, let me see this too. Okay, have him sit on a patio in the living room to watch TV. That's a great idea. And that I need to go get a portable kid potty. We had one of those with Izzy, but I think I must have donated it or like trashed it when she got older.
Mama,
Yeah.
I'm
What?
not getting enough.
What?
Get enough.
You didn't get enough?
I'm not picking. Not big.
Hmm?
Why?
This is what happens when Aaron goes away. You guys get all the entertainment. You get the kids here with me. 'Cause normally he bathes them when I'm live with you guys and gets them ready for bed, which, you know.
I'm bored.
Oh, great. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm stinky bored.
You're stinky and bored? Well,
That's what I am right now.
okay.
That's what I am right now.
Can you throw these in the garbage for me?
I sure.
Thanks. Okay, so then these will go back to back like that. So we're going to stitch, stitch, stitch for good measure here. And then we can decorate the rest. And that will be that. This is the hard part, is making these shaker pocket things. Cut files, you know?
Bye.
Ooh, wait, no clothes.
Let's go throw these away.
I'm going to have to go back and read all of these for all that advice. Yes.
Hi.
Still working on potty training. They are lazy about it. Big cheers and celebrated big time. Yes. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. Like, as soon as he goes the first time, you know, he went one time before we moved, and that's been part of it. Hey, that's been part of it, I think, is that we've had so many big changes happening between the move and Izzy going to school and, you know, having new rooms. And the next big thing is getting on an airplane and going to Mexico. Like, there's so many big things happening that we just haven't made it a very big priority because everything else has been a priority. So we'll see. If he's not potty trained by the time we go to Mexico, which I highly doubt he'll be potty trained by then. If he's not, then we'll probably just put a break on it until we get back and then go full force, because then we don't really have anything else
I'm going to put down here.
major happening. Okay, so I am going to do some sewing. So just a heads up that this is probably going to be a little bit clinkety clinky loud because I am sewing through plastic. So that usually makes it a bit louder. Just as a heads up. And then make sure my stitch is right. Yep. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do the...
Put these on my ear.
Okay, I'm going to do a pocket and then I'm going to stitch along the outside of this so that it's secured on there really good. And that's what we'll do.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, dokie, dokie, bokey.
Okay, Smokey.
Shoky. Okay, smoky, soaky.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, whoops. And that's why I always recommend hole punching first. Okay, let's do these guys now. Here we go. Okay. Okay, guys, so here we go. Okay, I have the hardest time sewing on acetate. Okay, so, okay. For sewing on acetate, one of the things that you have to do, it's a lot more manual than sewing other materials. So for anybody who doesn't know how a sewing machine works, it's got these it's got an upper foot and a lower foot and teeth, right? So the teeth pull, well, actually the foot on a normal sewing machine is not a walking foot, so it doesn't move. It just kind of sits there as a guide. But there is there's teeth underneath that pull your fabric through. So you could essentially put something on a sewing machine and just press on the pedal and it will pull it straight. So most of the time when you're sewing, you don't have to do a whole lot of guiding other than, making sure everything's level and that sort of stuff. Every once in a while, you still have to kind of adjust and make sure that what the sewing machine thinks is straight is actually straight. But a lot of times with that kind of fabric, you don't have to do that as much. You don't have to move it. When you're dealing with something that's really slippery, like acetate, there's a lot more manual work with it. So I will actually pull it through and hold it pretty tightly straight without forcing it down so it won't move. So there's kind of a finesse to it, right? So you want to pull it through and guide it on where to go without preventing it from actually moving. That's what I have found with slippery material like acetate. Whereas if I were just sewing two pieces of paper together, it's going to pull it a lot easier through the machine. So I don't know if that could potentially be the problem. It's possible. Okay, so now we've got the two pieces here. I did decide to stitch along these lines as well since I did white on top of black. So now what I'm going to do is get my foam tape out and let's make this into a shaker, shall we? Hopefully this won't be too fat. I think it'll be okay. So I'm just going to put it along the edge here of my cup. Get it all the way down to the bottom. And then I will trim it off here. Like that. We're going to do the same thing over here. Okay. There, and then I'll put one at the bottom. Will your machine handle sewing chipboard? That's a great question. I don't think I ever have sewn chipboard on it, but I would say that it depends how thick. So, the 1 ply thickness or whatever that's called, when it's just one width thick, maybe. I think it probably would. I would try it. For me, I don't mind trying different materials. Worst case, if it doesn't work, I break a needle. And that would be a bummer, but best case is that it does work, So I would try it on there. Maybe I'll try that with something else sometime soon, because that would be really interesting to find out. I'm assuming it would, because if it sews through plastic, the thing with plastic is plastic isn't held together by fibers or it's not woven in any way, because with fabric is, the most woven of material, meaning that the needle can go down in between the threads that are in between those woven threads. And the same is somewhat true of paper as well, that it's got this wovenness to it. So I'm gonna guess that chipboard has that as well, especially since like it's got all the like layers and stuff in it. I don't know. So I'll have to try it and let you know how it goes, or we'll test it here on a live one day. Because why not? You know? That could be kind of fun. All right, we are almost there. I just ripped that. Whoops. So let's toss that piece.
Hey, Mama.
I hand turn my machine when I sew chipboard. Yeah, and that would be a good. So I want to switch to a heavy duty needle.
Mama,
Yes.
This was in my room.
Oh, you can have it if you want.
Thanks.
You're
Mama.
welcome. It's just like from my project yesterday when I tore apart that advent calendar. It's just a piece of that I probably threw away and somehow ended up in his room. Yeah, you can have it. It is all yours. Okay. All right, so there's that. I'm also thinking that I'm going to do this because otherwise all of the things will go to the bottom. Although maybe I want them to all go to the bottom. That could be kind of cool too.
Can
What?
we play with the rocks, please?
With the rocks? What do you mean? How are you going to play with them?
Like just a minute.
Like just a minute?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you show me how you're going to play with them and then we'll talk about it. Okay. I'm going to make sure that we don't have anything coming off the edge here. We're almost there, friends. Almost. These things always take the most time, but they are always, always so satisfying when they are done. You know? Okay, so I feel like there's a little bit much here. And then down in the bottom corners. And this corner. It's like almost. Come on. Okay. I think that'll be good. All right, so here we go. Let's see if we can make this work. Shall we? Actually, let's embellish it, and then we'll see if we can make it work. What?
This didn't have water here.
What is that?
No water here.
There's no water in there? Actually, no. I'm going to put this together first. What? That's not, you shouldn't eat that. Let's not eat that. Well, it's not really food. Okay, so I'm going to put stars in here, and that's pretty much it. The only other, like, sequins I've... loud. Hey, that was a lot too loud. Too loud, Ken, okay?
Hey, there's water here.
That kid has lungs. All right. Yeah, because the only other colors I've got are... Oh, wait. Wait. I have... Wait.
Can I have that, please?
What do you want?
Paw Patrol.
Huh?
Paw Patrol color. Please, I need water. I need water in there.
I don't know how to put water in here. I do know how to put water in here, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'll do it later. Okay?
I'm doing it.
Do it later.
Can I have it? Can I have it?
Well, we're not going to throw tantrums.
Can I have it, please?
Later. Okay, you need to go. Anybody want a 3-year-old? Oh, the Paw Patrol book, Deb? Yeah, where they like paint it. Okay. Staticky bats. Bats and stars. Go back in there. These are from Target. These little like sequin bottles that I forgot I had. Okay, so we got bats. Put some moons in there too. Might need more bats. It's gonna be a lot of gold. Okay, let's put all that back. Done with that. Yeah, I might need more bats. So there's that. Okay, give me those bats back. I need you again.
Can I dunk my head in the water?
What?
Can I dunk my head in the water?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so I think this is probably good for our bat, moon, star coffee. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Okay, so here goes nothing. So I'm gonna take off the top one first. Try to get that lined up. And then okay, so we're gonna do that first. Up at the top here. Okay, my head's gonna get totally in the way, so I apologize. I wanna line this up just right here. Okay, that's good. I think I'm a little bit too low, but whatever. It'll be fine. So we're going to take the next strip off and this strip off. Trying not to lose all those sequins or get them stuck to that. No. Jojo, I told you not to do that. I said no. Okay. So then the pieces can actually like move in there and shake around. They're so staticky. Ooh, that's so fun. Okay, so this is the front side. So on the front side, I've got a couple things to potentially do. So I have this witch that I'm thinking I might do her there on the front of the cup. I also had cut this like, this is a wreath, like a branch wreath that I cut tiny. Like it's meant to be a 12 by 12 and I shrunk it down. It's just itty bitty tiny. So I'm like, I could put the wreath on there too, because that's kind of cool. And then maybe, where did my chipboard? I'm like, I could do, like some kind of chipboard that says it was a dark and scary night. Or I've got a pumpkin. That could go on there. I like the dimension of this branch thing, but I like that the witch kind of goes with it more, being like the witching hour. So I could layer it with this frightfully delightful I do kind of like that. Save that for something else at some point. Because this is gonna go here. Trim this off. I feel like all this layout over here needs is just the oops, is just the whatever it's called, the number. Right, so we've got entries for the Midnight Society, this, and maybe eventually a photo. This is going to go right here. That's so cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the witch and this frightfully delightful. Yes, and then backside is where I'm gonna need this. Okay, so let's do that. Put that over there. So I need to add some adhesive onto the witch. So Peggy, yeah, I did. I did this on my silhouette. I cut this at whatever. I have an auto blade, so I just use my auto blade. I set my settings to textured heavy cardstock, so it's like 80 pound or something, and it didn't cut perfectly. So I did, like a lot of it came off nicely enough, but there are little sections in here that I didn't even bother taking out. Because it just didn't matter that much to me, and some pieces did tear, but I just took my precision scissors and kind of like got in there for the pieces that I wanted to take out, and then I figured that most likely what I was going to do with it is put something on top so it wouldn't matter, and I was really thinking something even bigger than that. So yeah, it wouldn't matter if there were some imperfections because it was mostly to just have the texture, you know? Like if I had that, oh, I'm trying to see if I've got anything bigger. Maybe in this or this. Right, so like as an example, if I put, you know, like just beware, although I probably needed it a little bit bigger for something like that. But like the cat face could go in there, and you know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter what's behind it that much. The pumpkin could go on there. That's actually pretty cool. Or like this skull, but that would be cool too. Right? And then it doesn't matter if it's imperfect. It looks pretty, it just looks cool like that. Like I can bring it up here so you can see it better. But yeah, it is not perfect. It did tear in some spots, but that just adds to the creepiness to it, I think. Yeah. Okay, so all right, so I'm going to add some adhesive here, kind of as much as I can without tearing things. The witch cut out a lot better than the branches, just because the branches are really intricate. So that's why those did like rip and tear in some spots. Okay. Hey. Okay, so I'm going to put this kind of where that piece was that I cut out and position it so you don't really know I cut anything out of there. So there is my witch on there. We're going to put frightfully delightful on here. Okay. And then that's the front. For the back, I printed my journaling in a circle. Because again, I didn't feel like I needed a whole bunch. I didn't need to say a whole bunch. So because I don't think I printed you. So my thought was to just put my journaling on there like that. I originally printed these guys thinking that they were going to be small enough to go on the wreath, but that is not the case. Because this is, I thought, this like charms of the wicked witching hour, right? That would be really cool in the center, but I would have needed to reprint it, and I didn't feel like doing that. So therefore we have it this way. So this one, I'm just going to add my adhesive to it, and it's going to go in the middle. Wait, did I run out? I swear, I just redid this. Well, whatever, it's got enough on there to make it work. Okay. I just got adhesive on there too. Nice. Nice. Okay. So, I think we just need numbers, and then that is it for these layouts. Okay, so put that on there. Okay, so numbers. Let's see here. For Midnight Society, get that back out of the way again. And these can go back out of the way again. Okay, so for Midnight Society, I'm thinking I might want my number to go like maybe over here. And this one, maybe at the top of the cup. Or up in the sky. So probably black. Let me see what I've got here. I've got gold. I've got black. These are not numbers. Black and white. Does not have numbers. Okay. So I'm thinking, what number am I on? 24 and 25? Okay, so I'm thinking 24. Maybe I'll do gold right up here. Like, because we have gold in the cup, so it doesn't seem out of place. Let me see what that will look like. Or I also thought that it could go like right next to the witching hour. It could go down at the bottom. I could just stick it right on the plastic even. Let me like try to grip this all in one thing. That kind of works. So it could go down there. Actually, I don't mind that. Like on the plastic. Okay, I gotta think about that. And then for this one, this is 20, no, this is 25. This is 24. Get it together, woman. Okay. 25. See, good thing I didn't stick it down yet, right? 25. Just think, if this was December daily, this would be it. This would be the last day. All right, so the Midnight Society, you are 24. So have 4. So then the only thing I might add to this then will be just that piece about the show, you know, and if I have any thoughts about it. Otherwise, I'll probably just let it be what it is. I wonder if, let's put that there. Would white show up on this? Let's find out if white shows up, because if it does, it might kind of pull it off of that text, you know, like differentiate it from the hand. 24. I might do that so that it's subtle, but it's there, you know. Actually, even kind of like it's staggered. We're gonna go with this, and once I stick this down, I think I have to live with it, because if I pull it up, I'm pretty sure it will take up some of the ink, possibly. So I kind of want to stagger it a little bit. Maybe like that. Okay, so we're doing that. And then, so that all lives in there. Then this one, I'm thinking I'm just going to put it on the plastic at the bottom, this 25. And then that'll be that. Do you use your Canon printer to print on vellum? I do. So for vellum, scares me to run the paper syrup. Okay, so I only have one printer, which is my Canon Pixma Pro 100. That is the only printer I have, aside from, we do have one, like an HP, like crap printer that we use for work stuff. So when I'm printing things like my planning sheets, I print it on the crappy printer. Everything else comes from my Canon. So for vellum, I run my printer, or I run the vellum through using plain paper. Hold on. Hey, let's not yell, please. Okay, thank you. So yeah, I run it through with the plain paper setting. Because it needs to have the least amount of ink on the page possible, so that it doesn't, you don't want it to be saturated, because the ink doesn't absorb anywhere. It just dries on the page. Like if I took something and scraped at this, the ink would come off. Just the way that the paper is, right? It lays on top and it dries. So I print it with the plain paper setting. It pulls it through, and then I usually set it to the side and let it dry for like 5 to 10 minutes before I handle it. I did print this today at like 6 o'clock, maybe. No, it was maybe like 5 o'clock. So it doesn't have to dry overnight. It just needs to dry. So that is that. For transparency, there are special kinds of transparency paper that you print on. So like the transparency I just used here is not that kind. This is the kind that you can run through a sewing machine, I suppose, but you won't be able to print, like I couldn't print it on that. So you have to get the special kind of acetate that you can print on, which I actually need to order some of that. And it's called Graphics is the brand. I've only ever used the 8.5 by 11 sheets, but I know they come in a bigger one as well that is thicker, which I would like to try that out, the thicker brand, or not the thicker brand, the thicker version. But for now, I just use the thinner kind, and you can print on it. But again, acetate works the same way, where you have to let it dry, and then once it dries, if you scratch on it a bunch, you can take the ink off of the paper, especially plastic. Plastic's even more susceptible to that than vellum. But definitely you can print all of it on the Canon printer. They are workhorses for sure. I run everything through that. I run my canvas paper through that. I run my fabric paper through that. I run all the different vellums, the plastic acetate. I run my textured cardstock through it, like all of it. These kids, man, they just want to yell. Yes. Yeah, Deb, that's what I've heard, is that the 12 by 12 sheets are thick because the 8.5 by 11 are not thick. But even if the paper's thick, Canon will still take it. You know, it doesn't, I've never had a problem with any of the papers getting stuck or anything like that. Like when I print journaling on top of my cards, I actually adhere the card on top of a piece of paper and run that whole thing through, and it does totally fine with that as well. Okay, friends, so I'm just clearing things off a little bit. We'll read through the journaling here, and that is it for today. We did this. The only reason this took forever is because we made this really awesome shaker. Otherwise, this would have been a really fast 2 pages. So, the Midnight Society. So here's what I wrote for this one. I said, initiation into the Midnight Society. 1. You may not know the location of the clearing unless you are accepted into the secret society. 2. You must tell a great story. The Midnight Society members will vote on how well the story was. And hey, I asked you to stop yelling, please. Stop yelling, please. Okay. Okay. 2, you must tell a great story. The Midnight Society members will vote on how well the story was and whether or not you will be accepted into the group. 3, if you do not get accepted, you will not be given another chance. So I'm pretty sure we wouldn't be accepted into the Midnight Society for real, but boy did we have fun putting together these scary stories. Maybe we should make a secret society of our own for the not so spooky stories. And that's it. That was my journaling. And then we've got the 3 things that we did together. Okay, so this one, my journaling is over on the cup. So it says, this has been one of the longest months with a lot of super late nights and trying my best to meet all of my deadlines. I never expected moving to have such a large effect on our lives for this long. But alas, it has. I'm glad to say that soon my nights of being up until the witching hour will come to an end, which hopefully will be as of tomorrow when my class is turned in. So that is that, friends. I really, really like how this came together. I think it's super cool. And when we get all of this closed, I still have plenty of room for the last however many stories I got to put in here. It'll be fine. It was worth it. Worth it. So, you guys, thank you for coming and hanging out and bearing witness to my kids being monsters. Thank you. Nah, they're not so bad. They just like to yell and that gets on my nerves. But, you know. Anyways, thank you for hanging out. This was fun. I'm glad to have 2 more stories done. I'm going to be back tomorrow, Friday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, working on the next layout in this series. And I don't even remember what the story... Oh, you know what? The story I think is about cookies. So tomorrow we're going to talk about making Halloween cookies, I think. So I will see you guys then. Hope you all have a good rest of your night. And I will catch you later. Bye, you guys. Bye, friends.